Man, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, just will not let you kick back and relax and enjoy a cruise control victory in the fourth quarter, man. What's going on, Eagles fans? What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy TK the Official, and welcome back to another episode of TK Sports Talk, where we talk about the NFL, but more importantly, we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Listen, the Philadelphia Eagles just survived a game against the New York Football Giants, okay? And yes, that is the narrative coming out of this football game. In the first half of this game, I was thinking about a narrative coming out of the game, and it wasn't this one, all right? But in true fashion, in true form, all right, and what the Eagles have exhibited over the past 4 weeks of playing football, okay? The Eagles find a way to just play bad football, to just play bad situational football, okay? And yes, mind you, okay, the Eagles did win this game. I know you're picking up my tone. And yes, the Eagles did win, okay, this game 30-25, all right? But just understand that the New York Football Giants had the football driving at the last drive, last minute of the game, all right, with no timeouts, in position to score. Okay, this is that's what we got from a 20-3 lead. Okay, at one point in time, the Philadelphia Eagles led this game 20-3, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it's either 17-3 or 20-3. The Philadelphia Eagles were leading this game going into halftime. All right, let's just get into it. The Philadelphia Eagles, man. All right, okay, all right. Let me not jump ahead of myself. Okay, but let's just talk about it. The Philadelphia Eagles find a way to come out of the half. All right, and uncharacteristically, Boston Scott fumbles the kickoff return, all right. Olamide Zaccheaus got blocked into his man, all right, and eventually subsequently wound up tackling Boston Scott, and Boston Scott in the process fumbled the football, and it was recovered by the New York Football Giants, all right. Now, in that situation, you would have liked for the Philadelphia Eagles defense, all right, now, which have been playing good up until this part. I will say this, all right, there were parts of this game, especially in the first half, where I really saw this Philadelphia Eagles defense playing around. They were multiple in the looks that they were getting. I saw them doing stunts with the linemen, with the D-line, okay? And I saw them really playing coverage, all right? And really confusing the quarterback and what coverage they were in. And it looked really good, all right? All right, but somehow we were not able to hold the Giants there to 3 points. I would have liked, and that maybe that's an evolution of this defense, all right? As they get used to who's calling the plays and how he wants them to play the technique and how we're going to move forward with the defense and gel as a unit, all right? But right now, the Eagles were not, the defense is not strong enough to overcome that, all right? You gave the Giants the ball at the 11-yard line or somewhere within a 14-yard line, all right? And they were able to go ahead and punch it in. Saquon Barkley scored on that particular touchdown right there in that instance right there, okay? Let's get into the game. The Philadelphia Eagles on offense, man. On offense, the Philadelphia Eagles in the first half, they looked good. I thought Jalen Hurts looked probably some of the best that he's looked all season. He was decisive for where he was going with the ball. It did and looked like he was going through some of his reads. It looked like he had some clear, defined throws and lanes to put the ball into. And then all of a sudden, things kind of got shaky. All right. I thought we did a good job of trying to run the football today. I don't have the numbers right in front of me right now as I'm reacting to the game, but the Philadelphia Eagles did a pretty good job. I know DeAndre Swift had 20 carries. Jalen Hurts had a couple carries himself. Kenneth Gainwell did a pretty good job running the ball today, which is something that it's nice to see. I thought Boston Scott would get a lot of carries. You know, Boston Scott is the giant killer. All right. I thought he would get a lot of carries, and he got a couple carries, but Kenneth Gainwell ran the ball pretty well today. I will give him that in that regard right there. But I thought the Philadelphia Eagles tried to get a lot of receivers involved. We had some passes to Julio Jones, Olamide Zaccheaus, Grant Calcaterra caught his first 2 passes of the season this season. Dallas Goedert got a couple passes. Smitty had a pretty decent game. I thought we could have got the ball to Devontae Smith a lot more. I don't know what happens, and I'm not so sure. It seems like we're running a lot of the same concept on some of these plays. All right, where it's like we're flushing Jalen out to a side, and it's like he just got one short, flat defender, receiver, and then one intermediate receiver, and his other options to the other end of the field is no longer there. Jalen Hurts needs to step up into the pocket. Too often is he flushing himself out of the pocket before he actually needs to. And I'm wondering if he's doing that because that's where the route or the routes are going. their short, intermediate, and all to the sideline. I mean, this is what's saying, especially when it comes to AJ Brown. Okay, I thought in the second half the offense sputtered a lot. I really did. I thought that we looked like we had a good plan, a good first 15, a good first 20 plays in the first half of things that we looked at throughout the week and how we wanted to attack them. And then once it got actually into the game and we had to adjust to how they were playing, I thought it was just lackluster on offense, to be honest with you. I thought we started making mistakes. I thought, like you said, we saw an interception from Jalen Hurts there, man. And that's where it really showed to me that I think that Jalen Hurts is really predetermined where he's going with the football. And that was the first time, not the first time, but this was the first time that I've really actually felt with any actual conviction that Jalen Hurts is not reading what he's seeing out there on the football field. Jalen Hurts is predetermining where he's going with the football. When he turns his shoulder, when he turns his hip, when he turns his head, when he turns his eyes, all right, defenders are leaning that way because they know he's not coming off that read. And if he doesn't throw it, he's going to flush himself out to the right. All right, you just know that's what's going to happen with him, and I think what we saw on the last possession that we scored on, you saw Jalen Hurts actually sidestep and then step up into the pocket, push up that way instead of scrambling out like he normally would, and then he was able to throw the ball just over top of a defender into the hands of AJ Brown for a 32-yard gain, which was a very big play that the Philadelphia Eagles needed at that time because the New York Football Giants it was a 2-point game at that particular point in time. All right, and it really was like, what are the Philadelphia Eagles going to do? How they even allowed themselves to get into this position. Now, like I said, the fumble when Boston Scott fumbled the kickoff return coming out of the half, I mean, let's just be honest. That was a momentum killer, all right? Because all of a sudden the Giants were able to go ahead and get a touchdown, and then they were able to, make a stop on defense. They were able to get the ball back, all right? Now, Tommy Cutlets, Tommy Baloney, Tommy DeVito, my man, he was pulled out of the game. They put Tyrod Taylor into the game, and it really made a difference for this offense. All right, the offense became a little bit more multiple. I think we were a little bit more worried about Tyrod Taylor being able to run the ball and allow for Saquon Barkley to get a little bit more space in the running game naturally. All right, because you got to respect that. Even though DeVito was able to run the ball, he wasn't the same type of threat that you felt athletically from a Tyrod Taylor. Okay, so I thought that made some things a little bit differently. But the offense, like I said, the offense was able to respond after it just sputtered in the second half, not being able to get anything going, not being able to sustain. And then, like I said, Jalen Hurts, man, he threw this interception. I mean, you can see it. And it was similar to the interception that Patrick Mahomes threw earlier today. And when Patrick Mahomes threw that interception, the first thing I thought to myself is, if Patrick Mahomes can do that, then it's no question that Jalen Hurts can do that. It's no question that Jalen Hurts can be struggling. It's no question that Jalen Hurts can be suffering from some mechanics, no matter how great of a quarterback that you may be. And sure enough, it was just like that was his read, and he never looked off of it. And from the jump, it was a bad decision. But that's what made me say that he's not reading, because even though it was a bad decision, he predetermined that that's where he was going to go with the ball. And be damned, whatever happened with it, hopefully his receiver is going to make a play, and he just threw it anyway. In a pick six, rightfully so, man. And then Jalen Hurts goes down there and gets the daggone horse collar penalty, trying to save a daggone touchdown, and they wind up going for a 2-point conversion on that. Which they, made the game a little bit closer for them to try to be able to go ahead with a field goal if they was able to do that before the Eagles wound up answering on the next drive and actually going down there and getting a touchdown on the on the DeAndre Swift run into the end zone. I mean, just not as clean as a football game. Now, the Eagles did manage to put up 30 points, but come on, okay? We're talking about the New York Football Giants. Let's be real here. All right. I'm going to keep it a buck. All right. Listen, offensive line played well. They always play well. I thought they did a really good job against this New York Giant front. All right. Jalen Hurts had time to throw. But the Giants blitz a lot, all right? And that's what you know you're going to get from a Wink Martindale defense. You already know that that's what's going to happen, all right? I thought there was some times that the Eagles just, it's just like I don't know what the preparation is during the week when you know that you're playing a defense that likes to blitz. And when you see a cornerback or a slot cornerback that's showing that he's going to blitz and he's coming off, why would you as a wide receiver still run an out route to the out of bounds? Why would you run an out route to the sideline? All right. Instead, your quarterback is going to be turning away from the blitz. So why not run a slant or an over pattern so that you can get into the vision of your quarterback? I don't know if that's something that the wide receiver is not being taught, if the quarterback and the wide receiver are not on the same page, if the coaches are not teaching that. But where is the play? And this particular play I'm talking about was with the Devontae Smith. I mean, his man blitzes. It's a safety playing over top. He's got an easy slant if he just turns on the inside, or he could just roll over to the field and give Jalen Hurts a chance to find somebody in his vision that he can throw the ball to. But instead, you pretty much take yourself out of the play by running a out route to the sideline. Regardless if that was the play that's called, and if that's what's happening, and then Jalen Hurts or something, you need to tap your helmet to let the receiver know, listen, we switching it up. The blitz is coming, you hot. This is what I want you to do. All right, it's just small things like that, man. It's little nuances of the offense that I'm just worried about with this Philadelphia Eagles football team, man. Talking with my chat group all throughout the day. And it just seems like we just feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be one and done in the playoffs right now. Yeah, this is supposed to be a game for confidence. This is supposed to be, if you're sick, this is a get well game. All right. Now, I'm not so sure how well we got from this game. Now, we did show some things that we hadn't shown for the last couple of weeks. I thought the offense, showed signs of being able to create some plays and actually run plays for players. That I saw, so there were some things that I saw. I think there was a consistent effort to get the running game going and to stick with that. And that's something that I think that I like that we can build off of. I saw us running some 13 personnel out there with Grant Calcaterra and, Dallas Goedert and then my other man, Jack Stoll out there. All right. And, I saw some nice runs off of that. I saw a nice, slant to AJ Brown off of that. All right, so I think there are some things that we're tinkering with, that we're finding our way with. And I think that the biggest key for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be if this defense can find its footing and be able to help this offense along the way. And speaking of the defense, let's get into the defense, man. I thought the defense played very well in the first half, and I thought for the most part they played pretty decent in the second half of the game. I do not like the end of the game and some of the situational things that we had to deal with. All right. Now, we've been a defense that does not give up big plays, and we gave up a really big play on a touchdown over the top of Reed Blankenship to DeAndre Slayton, by Tyrod Taylor to DeAndre Slayton, man. It was just a bad touchdown. Just one of those situations where they got one of their shiftier, faster wide receivers, more athletic wide receivers on a safety who's not very athletic and not very fleet of foot. But he plays pretty good zone defense. He's able to drop down in the hole. He's very good in run support. One of the best safeties out there in the league in that particular category. But they were able to get him one-on-one, and he was not able to to rotate the hips and get on his horse as fast as he should have. And it was a touchdown, man. So that was concerning right there within itself. That they were able to get that type of playoff. I thought that we had some good defensive line rotation. I like what I saw from Nolan Smith out there when the snaps that he got. I thought Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat looked a lot more fresh, and particularly Hassan Reddick. He's a guy that we got to be able to get a good rotation in so that we can make sure that we get in that type of effort from him down after down after down after down, because he's a relentless monster. He's a dog. All right. If there's ever a time for you to call somebody a dog, Hassan Reddick, you deserve to get the praise to be called the dog, because you, my friend, just keep going and going and going. I guess that's really the Energizer Bunny, but we play in football. We're not calling crap like that, man. All right. The cornerback wise, man, James Bradbury still a little bit of a problem in coverage out there on the defensive end. I thought I saw James Bradbury playing a little bit of safety, it looks like, from what I saw. Maybe the Eagles were in one of those three safety looks, and it looks like I saw, from what I thought I saw, Keely Ringo, and I saw Eli Ricks out there on the corners, and then Bradbury. I hope to God he wasn't playing slot. I mean, I had to go back and watch the tape. I'm pretty sure it was like more of like a safety look. All right. But there was some times in there where I think on the one play where that tight end Waller caught just before he got hurt on that last drive that the Giants was trying to go down there. That particular pass was over Bradbury. And Bradbury has just struggled, man, but I will say this. I like what I see from Keely Ringo. He did get his first interception on that last drive of the game right there. Big key interception at that particular moment. But I like his coverage skills. I like that he's able to come up and be physical. He's able to play and run support. I like what I'm seeing from Eli Ricks over there. And I think quarterbacks are not really challenging these guys too much. I got to look and see what the numbers were from the targets. But I like what I saw from Matt Patricia. Again, like I said, I saw D-line stunts. I saw cornerbacks coming up and press. I saw press bailing. I saw cornerbacks playing off and then coming up and pressing at the last second. I saw safeties rotating over. I saw a lot of good communication out there. How about Ben Van Sumeren, the linebacker, undrafted linebacker, just got called up off the practice squad just a couple weeks ago. I thought he played a really good game, man. 6 tackles tonight. Not the lead in tackles, but one of the leaders tonight in tackles, and he showed up tonight on film. No, so it's not one of the things where like he just showed up on the stat sheet. It's one of the things where not only did he show up on film, he showed up on TV. The announcers were speaking about him. All right. So very, very good sign, especially being as though that Zach Cunningham was not able to go in this game. And speaking of linebackers, I thought Shaq Leonard played obviously his best game as a Philadelphia Eagles. He's only played 2 games. He played 2 games thus far. But I think, and that's a positive sign for someone who we were a little unsure about, especially health wise, knowing that he came off of 2 back surgeries there. So I think that's a positive sign that he's getting more comfortable in the defense and being able to help them be able to do that. Overall, I thought the defense played very, very well. To be honest with you, special teams played very, very well. Although we gave up that fumble, I thought Brent Covey had a great game today. Set up the Eagles on the first drive of the game with a key run back of 56 yards, punt return that he was able to get together, so the Eagles were able to go down there and get their first touchdown. So overall, I thought special teams played very well. Jake Elliott tonight, four field goals, I believe. Jake Elliott's automatic, and then the bad part that we had on special teams, unfortunately, was coming out of the half, and Boston Scott fumbling because he ran into Olamide Zaccheaus. But again, the defense was put in a tough situation right there, so I don't really put that on the defense there. All right, and then just the bomb. We gave up a shot play, we gave up an X play. Other than that, I thought the defense played very well, and I'm looking forward to how Matt Patricia has his hands and has his imprints on his defense going forward, man. Hey, this has been your boy TK, the official, man. This was the breakdown of the game. The Philadelphia Eagles come away with a victory over the New York Football Giants. The score was 30-25. We will have much more on the Philadelphia Eagles as the week goes on. Y'all have yourselves a great Eagles day, and go Birds.